Hi, my name is Jamie Bush, founder of Jamie Bush & Co. And today we're going to be talking about why good design takes an investment in time with the local project. So I truly believe that good design takes an investment in time. That is to say, everybody has a time frame and a schedule and really wants to create something magical and meaningful to them quickly. But also, I'm staking my ground, pleading the case that it's worth spending the time to do considerate, careful, meaningful design moves. I feel that rushing this is a disservice to the client, but also to the fabrication and to the longevity of what we build. It really is that enthusiasm, that passion, that sort of dedication to the craft of design and building that allows us to really convince our clients it does take more time. The reality of diving deep and discovery and mishaps and making mistakes and working with the craftspeople and trying things that don't always work is part of the process. That isn't to say that projects shouldn't have a time frame. Everything should have a schedule and a time frame, but I believe that it's important to be realistic about the time necessary to do a project well. Today, we're at this home in Montecito, California, which is north of Los Angeles near Santa Barbara. This was a reimagining of a house that tragically burned down in 2017. One thing that was particular about this project was we really wanted the home, which is rather small in scale, to be very well crafted. We didn't have the luxury of space, so we wanted everything to count. And something in particular with this project, we fell in love with this white oak floor. And instead of doing white oak paneling that tried to match the tone and the cut of the same wood, we actually made the paneling on the walls out of flooring. It's unconventional, but this is really a great example of designing with the people that are actually fabricating the building. It's something that we try to do, and we really encourage our clients to giving us the space to sort of work directly with these craftsmen rather than just drawing and then building whatever is sort of on the paper. It's leaning into the people that are fabricating the house and what they're great at, what they excel at, and exploiting that in the best possible scenario. Not every client's gonna give us the space and time to work directly with the subcontractors and to discover what talents and skills everybody working the job site has. But this project in particular, the clients really allowed us to sort of step into getting to know the people that are crafting the home. And that's when the ordinary becomes the exceptional. Another good example of craftsmanship and collaboration during the process with the subcontractors was this vanity and mirror situation in from the window. So this wasn't something that was just drawn and that we handed off and said, just do it. It really was a back and forth with the people who were actually gonna fabricate this. This vanity, the wall paneling, every aspect of this project was really a collaboration with all the makers, which is another example of something that takes time and it's not just in the drawing set. Another great example of a custom commission, and something that we really took our time and thoughtfulness was this cabinet by Casey Johnson. And one over-the-top feature that we ended up doing is that on the reverse side, we customized a cap that punches through the glass wall to really interlock with the interior architecture and engage on the rear side of the piece from the living room. And then we custom commissioned a half dome of fiberglass to then resolve itself in the mirror. Once floating, it looks like an illuminated hovering moon. Being in the living room, it really reminds me of how in this project we really worked backwards with a lot of aspects of the design. In particular, the client has an extensive art collection. And so during the construction, we really had to stop and look at the art collection and understand where specific pieces could go. So it wasn't something that was added on afterwards. It was really an integral part of the architectural process of designing the home. The art collection and its relationship to the building was not something that was to be rushed. This was a custom staircase that we designed to be enrobed in yellow. It really becomes this portal that goes 3 stories throughout the house. But again, we worked backwards. We found a yellow stain for the wood floor and then designed this steel staircase with these perforated screens to have dappled light coming through at certain parts of the day. Really spending the time with our clients was key to the success of the house. It's not so much just about the aesthetics, but really the functionality of how they want to live, what's important to them, what's not important to them. And this kitchen is a perfect reflection of that, because food is a huge aspect of every day and how they live, and something that they just gather around. So it just made sense from the moment that you enter that you're just graced with this sort of open floor plan kitchen. But the clients also had a very clear vision of certain specific colors that they wanted to use in the house. Really getting out a Pantone deck and understanding what colors resonated to them and what colors were really forbidden, the things that they weren't interested in at all. And it was such an incredible study, because it's one thing for something to be appealing to many people, but it's a different thing when it's a personal space like a home, where it has to resonate to the homeowner and what speaks to them and what doesn't. In conclusion, time is the great equalizer, and good design truly takes an investment in time. No matter how much money you have or your resources, it really is about slowing down. And I believe that the most inspired spaces and the most carefully crafted details are something that should not be rushed, because they should last after we're gone.